Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Sweden and Finland have formally asked to join NATO. NATO's European members are all for it and want to finish the formalities as soon as possible. After all, Sweden and Finland will increase the counterforce against Vladimir Putin. But there's a hitch. NATO is an alliance of Europeans and North Americans. There's only one Asian partner in NATO, Turkey. And Turkey's strongman president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, is holding up the works. Why? It all comes down to Erdogan's problem with a people known as the Kurds. And the Kurds just did America a huge favor. They defeated ISIS. When the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria declared its caliphate in 2014 and wanted to take over the world, we outfitted nearly 200,000 Iraqi soldiers with weapons and training. Then the Iraqis we'd trained went up against small numbers of ISIS fighters and dropped their expensive American weapons and ran for their lives. So we switched gears and put together the Syrian Democratic Forces, an army of Arabs and Kurds. And it was the Kurds who defeated ISIS for us. But who are the Kurds? They are a Middle Eastern people who have cropped up in history many a time. When Christian Europeans mounted a crusade to take the Holy Land in 1095, it was a Kurd who saved the day for the Muslims. The Kurdish leader, Saladin, pulled together roughly 135 squabbling rulers of small Muslim territories into an alliance that drove the Christian invaders out. But in 1916, the Europeans secretly divided up the Middle East and established the boundaries of Iraq, Lebanon, and Syria. However, the Europeans did not create a nation for the Kurds. The Kurds have wanted to turn the land they've lived in for roughly 800 years into a country of their own, a Kurdistan, ever since. What do the Kurds have to do with Sweden and Finland joining NATO? Everything. With its invasion of the Ukraine, Vladimir Putin has shown that he wants to expand the Russian Empire by conquering states on Russia's borders. Finland has an 830-mile-long border with Russia, and if Finland is attacked, Sweden is next. But Turkey is also part of NATO. And Turkey's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, regards the Kurds as his sworn enemies. He has declared the Kurds terrorists, and he uses the Kurds as pawns whenever it looks like attacking them can help him gain power. For example, in 2015, Erdogan planned to change the Turkish constitution and allow himself to be president for life. But a Kurdish party won 80 seats in Turkey's parliament and made Erdogan's plan impossible. So Erdogan broke a smoothly running peace agreement with the Kurds, shelled and bombed 2 Kurdish villages, killed hundreds, declared that it was the Kurds who had attacked, and used the crisis to expel the Kurdish party from parliament. Now Erdogan is blustering that he won't approve of Sweden and Finland entering NATO until those countries hand over 30 Kurds, whom he accuses of terrorism. But more is at stake than 30 Kurds. Erdogan also wants a 30-kilometer security zone on his southern borders, and he wants recognition for his efforts on behalf of Syrian refugees. In fact, Erdogan has earned recognition for his generosity to the Syrian refugees. Turkey has taken in 3 million of them. And Erdogan explained in a speech on May 18th that in coordination with international aid agencies, he is working to move those refugees out of tents into nearly 100,000 brick houses. That is a positive. But it's also true that Turkey has been unfaithful to NATO. Erdogan is cozy with Vladimir Putin. All too often he has acted more as if he were an ally of Russia, and holding up a NATO enlargement would be a major favor to his buddy Putin. Declared Erdogan in his May 18th speech, NATO's enlargement is meaningful to us only to the extent that our sensitivities are respected. We have 2 problems in respecting Erdogan's sensitivities. Number 1, we owe the Kurds a favor. And number 2, in holding up NATO's expansion, Erdogan is doing a favor for his good friend in the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin. This is Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, and I'm belching here. Okay, let's belch this out. Or, want to know why? Ask how. And now for the infamous, sleazy, slimy, little Turkish dictator style off button.